Hi, good afternoon to my Teaching English First Additional and Home Language SP and FET students. This is my welcome to you at the start of semester 2. Take my glasses off. So it's good to see you again, and this is just a short introduction in case you are new students and just to go over a few of the things that we need to consider. So I'm just going to share my screen with you quickly so I can get my PowerPoint. Yeah, we can see the official Stadio PowerPoint. Here we go. Let's get this little introduction going. So I'm going to combine this as an introduction to both my groups, or 4 of you, the FETs and the SPs, as well as the home language and the first additional language. So this is welcome to semester 2. There will be a canned recording as well with the introduction to Unit 1 courses. Okay, where do I come from? I come from the Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth to be exact. As you can see, I love to be surrounded by sea, the beautiful sea life here, as well as my students are shown there. Where's PE? Right at the bottom of Africa, South Africa. There you can see it with a little Google Maps sign, and there you can see the beautiful pier and the beautiful surroundings where I love to walk and run as well. And here are my fabulous students. From all over the world. There's a picture of the pier again, as well as the beautiful sea that surrounds this area. I was there right until, for 19 years, I taught English there before I went off to the Middle East. There we are, for 5 years. My first port of call in the Middle East was a place called Sharjah. It was one of the Emirates, where I taught at a business administration university teaching English composition, which was quite nice. So there we're going closer into the UAE. There you can see it is quite on the left. Abu Dhabi is more towards the left. Ras Al Khaimah is more towards the right. And then we're going down. There we're coming actually in aerially to Skyline. That's the area. It's quite, the desert is there. And there is the university that I taught at. Not a very big university, about 4,000 students. MBAs, and just now they've started an IT section, but mostly it was business administration. Here's some of the faculty that I taught with. You can see from all over the world, an eclectic bunch of academics, and there I am on the right, the typical UAE pictures of the Shaker and the very smart colleagues. I went from there for 3 years to high colleges of technology in Ras Al Khaimah, where I taught at both the men and women's campuses, which were quite separate. I was based at men's campus, which was about a 300-meter walk to the women's campus. Yeah, some of my men students, they did a course which was an environmental type course, and as part of the practical side of it, we did a clear up around the university. Yeah, my fabulous female students all busy with their tests. This was as I left there in July 2019, and the award I got from the CEO and the Dean Principal. And lucky enough, I'm now at Stadio teaching English methodology to the PGCE students. And here are my fabulous colleagues and my Dean and Vice Dean, the Delta staff, and we all got together in January to meet each other and program the PGCE course for you. I'm going to put a Mentimeter up. Once this goes up on ECI, I'll put the password in because the password lasts for 2 days. So hopefully this will go up in the next day or so. I'll send a notification out. And then if you guys tell me how you're feeling. The question is, how are you feeling at the start of semester 2? Hopefully that you're all going to have the positive feelings like happy, excited, hopefully not angry, I hope not, or surprised that it's actually started. So looking forward to hearing how you're feeling. These are just some of the words. You can put any words: frustrated, angry, sleepy. I don't care. Okay. Right, so this is my information. Who am I? What do you need to know? My name is Marcel Herron. I think for those of you that know me, there's my name. And this is where I live, in my email box, where you can always get hold of me, marcelh@embury.ac.za. I'm also your English teacher, and I said that's just like any normal teacher, except much cooler. So all my English students are way cooler than any other student. And to just reinforce that learning is fun, and this is how it should be in the classroom. I'm going to look at the Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3, which are the 3 units for this semester. Unit 1 is looking how world language teaching has evolved and how it has changed so much from the traditional classroom teaching that I think that some of you remember. So in Unit 1, we look at the language side, the grammar side of teaching, and why should we teach it? Why is it important to teach grammar and language structure? We can look at the integrated grammar teaching strategies. We don't just go and teach tenses or synonyms or passive and active. That's integrated into reading and writing activities. Remember, text-based. Then we're going to look at resources again, as always, and things like grammar games and other techniques for teaching grammar, and I've got quite a few of those. And then, of course, assessment will always come into it. How do we assess language structure? I think it's only 15 marks for SP, it's not very much. The second unit is about writing. So we did listening and speaking in last semester. Now we're looking at grammar and writing. And if you look on the right at the visual there, it says, I write, and it says, just write. I hope you will write. And this is what happens with writing. The more you write, the more you actually become afraid with expressing yourself. This is why most language lessons should end with something that's been written. It's going to reinforce so much. So with writing, we can look at what kind of writing practices there are. We can look at the writing process rather than writing as a product. That means we look at the composing processes like planning our writing, using mind maps, drafting, rough drafts, revising, going over it, editing it, proofreading it, so that by the time you turn in your product, everything is perfect. Also, different genres of writing. We're going to look at academic writing, transactional writing, creative writing, poetry writing. So there's so many types of writing. We're going to look at those different genre forms. We look at resources for writing, as well as assessing and rubrics. And I think you're all quite good at developing rubrics for the writing activities. That's Unit 2. Unit 3 is language in practice. And we're going to look at critical language practices, creativity in writing. And for this section, we're going to look at how we can be aware that we are being critical in our language use. We're going to look at suitable texts, relevant texts that show how we can be critical in terms of how language is used. Again, assessment theories, how we're going to assess these practices. Always good to have assessment. And then with that, we're going to look at how we're going to create tests and assessment rubrics again, and setting an SP or FAL, FET or SP exam. What is required to set that? Now, I think this is your assignment 3. You'll be about setting an exam. So let's look at the forum or the platform on how we're going to present our course on ECI. These online practices will be the way we're going to teach and learn, and how PGCE will be delivered. And you might say, okay, what is that? What's an online teaching approach? Online what? Is that, do you understand? Okay, let's have a look at that. So what is online learning? Online learning is education that takes place over the internet, just like I am, using Wi-Fi or internet and online platform. And we can refer to it as e-learning. And then often it's a type of distance learning, which is different from other kinds of learning. So any learning that takes place across distance and not in a traditional classroom would be online learning. So there's your online learning, using your PC, Wi-Fi, internet, you by yourself independently, and not the traditional face-to-face, unfortunately, contact type learning, which most of you, I think, are more afraid with. But I was very happy to see in many of your reflections that you didn't really mind the distance learning, e-learning type platform, and that it worked better than you thought it would. Okay. So what does this mean for your courses that you're going to be studying? So how are we going to present this? And I think many of you still know this, but in case you're new, this is what I'm reinforcing this. There are 3 delivery methods. The first one is the canned or the recorded session. This week, you're going to have my introduction, but you're also going to have a recorded session where I'll record the introduction to Unit 1, which will be online. Here we go. go onto ECI, click on the YouTube, and there you'll see me talking. From your feedback, you've also asked that I send the PowerPoints, so I'm going to add those on as well. Then there's the Zoom face-to-face. In week 2, I will have a Zoom face-to-face, which is live streamed, which you can watch me in real time and post questions on the chat during the presentation. Unfortunately, I can't see you. You can't ask. I think there's just too many of you. I'm not too sure why we can't have a platform where you all can interact in the class, but we'll see what we can do this semester with that. So that's when I wave to you. It's nice to see you. This is how we interact. And the last one is your tutorials, your online tutorials on Moodle or ECI, your online tracking and other mini assignment type tasks, case studies that you'll be expected to do. So the canned lesson, what is that? It's me recording your learning event and the course content for that week. There might be videos, readings, online tracking activities, or there will be and forum discussions. Who does it? Well, that's you. You do it independently. Okay, it's up to you to do it, or with a friend. Where do you find it? All on ECI. Where can you do it? Anywhere, which is that fabulous college, home, bed, Starbucks, the restaurants, at your girlfriend, your boyfriend, anywhere you choose, in your car. When? Anytime, day or night. When do you prefer to do it? I see a lot of my students actually do it at night as well. So this is what it looks like on ECI for me. Your semester 2 courses have already been set up, and I've started populating them. There you can see this teaching English home language, SP, and I'm saying welcome to English semester 2, and I've put in your study letter, assessment guide, and your referencing conventions. The introduction now will be inserted there. So do you have to do this canned class? I send my recordings. Yes, you do. You need this information and the content, lecture content, to use in your online tracking events. You're not going to be able to answer them without listening to it and doing your assignments. I always speak about the assignments. I give information. I show who's been submitting. So there's lots of, not only the content that comes through from the canned and the Zoom classes, it's often me talking about what's happening. And you can access it on ECI at any time. Isn't that marvelous? If you don't do it, you will not be able to complete tasks or your online tracking activities or your assignments. You need to look at them. So your Zoom face-to-face class is the second form. So isn't that wonderful? No more formal lectures. No more lecturers standing in front going blah, blah, blah while you are bored. Rather, you can have your information content in the Zoom class, which you can apply in your own time. You can practice it in your own time. You can develop and extend it in your own time. So it's all beautifully done for you to be able to access. There's an example of me from the UAE, also taught using Zoom. And there's some of my students who were in Alain, me teaching them. It was quite nice because I could see them. They had their videos turned on and they could chat to me. Yeah, I don't have access to you, which I'm sorry about. I just see that screen. I used to be able to see the campuses, but I don't even see those anymore. And that's me live streaming. That is the Home Language FET group. So your online tutorials and activities on ECI are also for you to do. They normally, there's one to do every week. So you have, if you want to get a good participation mark, I suggest you do them. We're going to do online tracking, forum, and mini assignments. Why do you have to do them? Well, it's the content from the canned class and the face-to-face classes, which will now support you before your assessments and tasks. So they will really help you with that. Where are they? They're on ECI. How? Where can you get them? Anywhere there's internet or Wi-Fi, you can access them. When, again, the beauty of this is so flexible. It's any time that you want to do it. So when it suits you the best. Hopefully there will be some time it will. Will this type of online learning approach help you? Well, it's more flexible. You can learn day or night, anytime you like. You can, how do you learn? You can do your classes all at once, or you can break it up. You can do one section, you can pause, you can take notes. You can leave it for 5 minutes, you can go and practice, you can go run around the block and come back to it. So it's waiting for you all the time. You've got less hours in a physical class. You've got 5 Zoom face-to-faces during this whole semester. I think there are 5 canned as well. So there's only 5 live sessions, and you can choose where and when, or whenever you want to actually listen to them. This will make you a better graduate for the workplace one day. And I think for the school's workplace as well, it'll make you more independent, because you're not being spoon-fed, I think. Makes you active. You've got to take responsibility for what you're doing, and you've got to apply, and you've got to be very responsible. And then you will have success in your academic career. So are online learning courses easier? What do you think? No, but there are differences. You have the same course learning outcomes, the same course assessments as you would have in contact teaching. But for success in an online learning course, you will need to be responsible. No more excuses. You can't blame anyone but yourself. You've got to submit your online tracking tasks on time. There are deadlines. It normally closes the next week at midnight. You've got to get them in on time. Hopefully you can participate in the Zoom face-to-face classes in the chat forums, and I can answer your questions. And also participate in forums. We're going to have 2 of them this semester. And you can also actively look for support in the online tutorials, notes, lectures, or from me. You can come to me and ask for help. Teaches you to be independent, not reliant on anyone, but you have to manage your time. You have to check your emails, the notifications, the ECI updates. You've got to go on to ECI and check it out regularly. From your teacher, I will often send out notifications, but every week I'm uploading. You won't see me in the classroom. You can't get me after the lecture or come to my office. You've got to look on ECI, or you've got to email me. So this is what your typical week might look like. This is part of my maps that I've uploaded on the SharePoint site. This is from week 1 to week 4. You can see from the 3rd of August, it's your introduction to Unit 1. Then next week, there's going to be a face-to-face Zoom, importance of teaching language. Then there's going to be a canned recording again in week 3, integrated language grammar teaching. And then there's a Moodle task. These are the purple shows these when you should be at schools. I'm not sure what's going to happen now with lockdown the whole of August. Yes, we are still in lockdown with curfews. Schools have closed again, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. The involvement trackers are there as well. You can see the first 2 are going to be with the short multiple choice type questions. Then there's going to be a forum discussion. Then there's going to be a reflection. So there's a bit of variety there now. There's some Ferreira exercises for you to consult as well. So have you been listening? Okay, there's a Kahoot quiz that I'm going to give you this link to, so you can go straight to the Kahoot quiz. It's 10 little questions, multiple choice, true, false. It's not your involvement tracker, but it's a fun quiz, easy to do, to see how much you've taken in or how much you remember from last semester. Okay, try it out, see if you can do it. And you've got until next Friday night, the 9th of August, to complete it, to do this fun quiz. So wishing you a successful semester 2 and happy new semester. I'm hoping you're all very excited about what you're going to be doing. You're halfway through, you've done amazingly well, some of you. We've had a second assessment opportunity, people coming through, lovely reflections that you wrote for me as well. So I'm very excited about the new semester as well. I'm going to see a lot of challenges too, but I'm sure we can do very well. And there's a little notification here, a little notice. And this is about success. There's no elevator to success, unfortunately. You can't go quickly. You have to take the stairs. That means there's effort. It might be slower. It might tire you. You might want to give up because some of you might not like stairs. Sometimes you go fast. Sometimes you might go slower. Just don't fall. But getting there to be successful is often going to be a convoluted journey to get there. So don't give up. Stay positive and enthusiastic. That's the attitude is so important. So I'm going to say thank you. I've enjoyed being your lecturer this last semester. I'm really excited about the new semester. Hopefully we've made lots of developments and progress. Always contact me if you're unsure about anything, and just know that I'm here to listen to you and to help you as well. So looking forward to spending time with you this week, and I'll see you later in the CAN recording with Unit 1. Ciao for now. Bye.